Somebody fucked up.
Dude, that's super fucked up.
Who fucked up?
I fucked up?
Stu fucked up.
Stu fucked up.
So as you can see, we got everything from the last episode.
So first, no, we didn't, not from the last episode, because we were not there yet. Anyway, so as you may not know, or you may already know.
I think they know.
Whoever's watching. Banjo Kazooie obviously is like a constantly saving game, so everything you do is always just saved. Is
Pretty
that right?
much, like per Jiggy thing.
Because we can save and quit. So that's kind of interesting. I mean, I think I always saved and quit every time anyway, just to be safe, to make sure my save data was saved. But I think generally,
so while
everything is saved, like, so there's no way we can go back and
and show you. And we have some corrupted footage. We might be able to try to show you stuff.
Yeah.
But like right here is where we got the last honeycomb, which you can see the towers on your right and whatever. There's nothing really over there to describe it. So it's in the middle of the water near these treasure chests. So and I'm gonna go and show you the other stuff where we were at essentially. Well, there's one at the top here, right?
Not this one. No, you have to fly up. Remember? We were just going.
Yeah,
up to
but
the
I was going towards a flying pad.
I don't think there's one on top of that one.
Yeah.
Was there?
Yeah, because that's where you started your treasure or the treasure scavenger hunt thing.
Well, let's go on the ship, right? There's one on the top of the mast.
Oh yeah. There's one over here too.
Okay.
There's so many.
We'll just take one. We're just going to a flight pad, so. I definitely apologize because things were going so well, and I just was careless.
He pretty much did every like Nintendo's player's
so I mean,
worst nightmare is like when you're little and you're playing and your sibling or your pet is running across to where all the cords are and they pull the power plug out. That's exactly what happened with his computer, not just the system. Oh, if it would have been system, that would have been awful.
God awful.
So we got a bunch of eggs here, and that tree right there is where the last Jinjo was.
The Jinjo was on that tree. The yellow Jinjo was on there.
Right. And
hopefully the footage that we did, we were able to hopefully keep or
splice in a little bit.
It'll give us little comparisons of where we're at and stuff. So yeah, take the pads. Last time we didn't take the pads.
Yeah,
so
he yelled at me for taking the pad because there's musical notes.
There was musical notes we needed to get. So we got all the music notes too.
Right.
So there was some on the path here, and then there was also
a little Gruntilda switch for the cannon outside launched a
Jiggy.
Yep.
Onto
and then you have to
outside of the world because that's what they always
bust this door open, which occurs in the game later on. If you ever see like a light colored door and stuff, you can try to breaking it down like that. And here is the last notes and Jiggy.
Yes.
So
the one other thing,
that's pretty much it.
The one other thing we didn't show you was the video ended right with the treasure chest that had a Jiggy inside it. So we got that.
Right.
Jiggy. That was the only other thing.
I didn't fly.
Was
over
we
that.
got that Jiggy? So we just realized we can put that whole episode that was over 10 minutes into this 3-minute episode now. But
right.
But we can talk about let's talk about the stop and swap stuff because I mean that took up a majority of.
I love doing that. That and I'll go get the Jiggy outside the level if that's alright.
Yeah, do that. Do both. So.
Where is the exit? That way?
Yeah. You're gonna go to
There's a honeycomb too.
Gonna head to the.
We have 9 lives anyway.
The
so
stop and swap first.
Yes. So here's the deal. On my 100% file, I have all the stop and swap stuff, which apparently carries over into all the files on the game. So if we go all the way right,
a little background on what stop and swap is.
Yeah, you can go ahead. And
actually, I'm not.
Oh, you're not as familiar. Okay, so stop and swap. Now, okay, before I even start, where am I going? Left, that way, right here. Stop and swap is really well explained in the Pop Fiction videos, which we both love their videos because they're extremely thorough.
So game trailers, if you haven't been to gametrailers.com, they have really cool shows on there, of course. But one of them that's specifically awesome is it does video game myth or mysteries generally,
right?
Things that were rumored that was built into the games, they try to break games. So one of the things they were checking on was a thing called stop and swap. So the original Banjo Kazooie had a special code that you can input in the sandcastle floor of Treasure Trove Cove. And when you do that, then you pretty much will initiate a stop and stop sequence, or areas are unlocked within the world that allow you to collect these eggs actually that are in certain areas, and it's called the stop and swap. And the idea was that they were going to have this ability to essentially carry over your game data and your completion data from Banjo Kazooie into the Banjo Tooie game.
Sequel,
Banjo Tooie.
Right. So one of the things that's prominent in this level is that if you're playing, this is the first time you're playing, that big island across that I'm looking at right now is only it's just that top of it. It's like the tip of the iceberg with the sign on it.
Yeah.
And then there's the extra life way out there, which is probably respawned out there. Yep. And then if you go inside.
So once you enter the code,
right,
the island then will raise out of the water. I mean, you don't see it. Did you see it happen? Because I
no,
never did it.
It just rumbles and you just know it happened.
You just know stuff changed, I guess.
Because you see this sequence after the end credits. You see the Mumbo's like, oh, look at this secret, like the island raised, and you can go up it or whatever.
After you beat the game regularly?
After you beat the game with 100%, with all the jiggies and stuff.
Oh, so
and they're like,
there wasn't a
hey,
code you had to input?
But there was.
Oh,
he shows you that. So as a kid, I was like, oh shit, like now that I have all 100, like I'm gonna go over here. But no, it was still the island. So I did my research, and it's funny because I was telling Stu, some of the game trailer research that they did was some of the pages I went to and looked at.
How do you know about the code then? In order
internet,
to get this?
The internet.
Okay,
like they must have
then,
looked at some code or whatever and figured it out.
So something that I guess we've neglected to mention though now too is that in order to get your save data into the sequel, this whole idea was abandoned because the memory limitations of the 64, and there's a thing that can technically, like, it could have possibly worked, but they weren't going to do this to people because it'd be a very complicated process just for young kids to figure out, and parents don't necessarily help their kids and risk it. But it's called a hot swap,
right?
Where you turn the system on, you take out your cartridge really quick and swap in a brand new cartridge, which would preserve the memory in the system for that split, a few seconds.
I think it was 3 to 10 seconds or something like that for the N64. It wasn't that long at all.
Yeah.
And
so because the memory limitations of the system, they abandoned the idea of essentially having what you'd call carrying over your save data to the new version, like a lot of modern games have done nowadays. So that whole island there, it's normally just the peak of it with the sign, which is pretty funny because it's like Shark Food Island. You're out there stuck, essentially abandoned in the middle of snacker territory.
Right.
Whereas after you beat it and you get everything, and then you enter this code that was discovered, or the whole code sequence, which Pop Fiction's a very good job of explaining everything about it, much better than probably I or Brandon here just described.
Right.
So if you're more curious about this whole stop and swap thing, after the videos and everything we do, we were going to collect the eggs and everything, and then from getting the eggs, you get that key then? Is that what happens?
No, the key... It's just another code that unlocks the area where the key is later, which we'll see it later. We'll point it out.
Okay, yeah. Brandon did this. I never did this actually when I played through the game because I had never known about this until well after I had completed the game as well and seen the Pop Fiction episodes. But just a very funny, cool, Easter eggs, literally Easter eggs that were within the game. So it's pretty cool stuff. So that's kind of just what that was. So you got the Jiggy now. So apologize about all the footage that we lost. But hopefully we'll be able to recover some of that stuff from the data file we did have with some footage, and that'd be good. So we got a new cauldron. That's cool.
But it doesn't match the color.
Doesn't match the color. Yeah, he's gonna shoot you back out.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's funny. These cauldrons, they kind of remind me of. I don't know. I don't think it's where they got the idea necessarily, but Nintendo made the Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, and in the dungeons they have a few different cauldrons actually that you can get on. And they warp you around the dungeon, so you don't have to travel as far. So I'm curious as to if maybe they kind of took the idea of that and actually instituted it in here. So, is there anything else in there? I thought there was something else.
I got the Mumbo Skull.
Was that it?
And I got the gold feather.
Oops. Okay. Oh yeah, gold feathers. Ooh, fancy.
Yeah. So, sorry for getting all the stuff. So I didn't realize it carried over game files as well. But we'll point out. stuff as they come or whatever. And then
What, the game files for...
the stop and swap areas.
Oh,
and
I think that's what the idea of it was that you get rewarded or you get extra bonuses.
And that
right?
reminds me, because in the sequel, they still have these items, and they still kind of reference it. Where you get these eggs and you take it to a hen and they'll unlock a cheat, and you get the ice key, and the ice key does something pretty big in the sequel.
Yeah.
There.
So it was like things that were coded in, but they never changed it. But one thing that was really cool is rare because they became rare after Rareware. They actually when they re-released Banjo Kazooie for the Xbox 360, they actually reinstituted the stop and swap.
Oh, really?
Things. Yes, they kind of brought it back because now they're able to do that. So they actually reworked the code to make it work or be functional. I'm not sure if Banjo 2 was also released, actually, which is kind of weird. But I know the stop and swap was definitely something that was still being, I guess used, or it was looked at, I know, or considered again. Right. So I'm pretty sure, I don't know if Pop Fiction mentioned that. They might have, but I think I had heard that somewhere, I think. Don't take my word for it. Research on yourself if you're definitely interested, so...
Alright, well, I think that's the episode then.
Oh yeah, we definitely are over time, but...
Okay. And then I'll just go back over here and then leave it at that. Thank you guys for putting up with us. Hopefully the corrupted stuff can
we can make that. We'll do some editing magic.
Do some magic,
make it look good. But we apologize again, so sorry about that. No more problems are expected, and we very hope they don't happen. So anyway, we'll let you guys go though. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you so much for watching.
Yeah.
Stu!
Yeah, sorry again. Okay. See you guys later.
See ya.